Philadelphia, Mississippi is a beautiful place. You know, people come to visit and they automatically feel at home. It seems like Mississippi always gets the low billing. You can talk to the people here and they're not going to tell you they think they're in last place. I'm Darla Miller, and I work at Neshoba Central Elementary School. I teach third grade students reading and language arts. I believe all children are capable of learning, all children.
It's a miracle how fast they'll grow and how far they'll reach when they realize it's doable.
Let's read about maps. Ready? Who can read it besides me? Because my throat's getting sore. Maddie.
They tell things about a community.
Good deal. Savannah, isn't that what you said that maps did? The maps tell you how to get places and where to go? Good. Third grade is important for the reading aspect, mainly because it's the year after what we consider to be foundational years. On my way, said Eric Bacon. He hopped out of his chair and bounced down the stairs. He didn't bother knocking on Mr. Kidd. Everybody wants to have a purpose. They want to know they have a reason for getting up. The students are my purpose. The third grade summative exam is going to be given to this year's group of third graders. It's supposed to catch these kids to make sure they don't keep getting just slid on over. If they don't master these particular skills, they are really not going to be able to function in the next grade level. It's going to cause people, teachers, administrators, to become more unified in the ways that things are done. Go ahead and start walking. We're going to our computer lab where we go in the kindergarten building. The progress monitoring test that we give lets me know how effective I am right now. It gives me specific data that says, based on the way the child answered on this particular test, we're seeing these deficits. I can use that. I can use that to help these children that I have this year. The state test scores aren't going to do anything except tell me where I messed up. And that doesn't help me to help them because they're out of my classroom by next year. So the kids have all taken the STAR reading test, and I'm going to look and see how they performed. I've got one that's in the red, and that means that that's my urgent intervention. For me as a teacher, it helps me to know where to begin. But when you're giving it to the parent, they want to know, what level are you saying my child is at, and what does that mean to my child? So I want to meet with you today to talk about Helen and all the progress that she's made. I have one thing that I'm going to have to focus on in particular, and it's going to be answering questions about the reasons an author gives to support points. And that's more of an inferencing thing. She's got to be able to come to that conclusion on her own, put all the pieces together, the hidden messages. But it's one of those that's very doable, especially since she's doing the intervention with Miss Whitney, and hopefully it'll stick. All right, so I met with her mom yesterday, and we talked about the progress she's made since the beginning of school.
Right now it seems to be coming together. I started using some news articles, which I can kind of tailor that to her lexile.
The main thing that stood out to me is that I'm no longer having to focus on kindergarten and first grade skills. That's very encouraging to me to know that I can be somewhere closer to grade level with my teaching with her. All right, this is the 69 annual, right? 69?
Mm-hmm.
This one is just a snapshot of you, Mother, when you're...
When I was teaching English, I actually spent about 16 hours a day in teaching. And I loved it. I loved my young people. I'm not sure that I could teach right now, have a classroom of my own. There's such different styles of teaching, and actually the curriculum has changed so much, I'm not sure I could keep up with it. I'd have to bone up.
We've talked about that all the time, and you and I have talked about this, about being a lifelong learner when you're teaching.
Right. Yeah.
You can't just get your degree and then just start teaching and never, ever learn anything again yourself. You've got to constantly be refreshed and stay going to school, which is, and I love going to school.
Anyway, I'm very, very proud of you. Proud of my babies.
Me too.
All right, look at number 3. What are we looking for? Vowel sounds. Do I need to look up here to answer a question about vowel sounds? Everybody say no. The 3rd grade reading gate that we'll give at the end of the year, it's not a punishment for the kids. It's more of an eye-opener for teaching, to let us know that that child somehow made it to the end and wasn't ready. And my biggest fear would be to let one I don't want to be that teacher that they look back on later and think, you let me down, and if it hadn't been for you, I could have been somebody. I don't want any of my kids to think I didn't care enough to do what I needed to do and to be for them what I needed to be. I really feel like, and I may be wrong, I hope I'm not, but I really feel like when our kids take the test, I'm not scared to death about the test, because I feel like they're going to be able to do it, because they've been being pushed for so long to reach for that high mark, and I feel like it can happen. I really do.